Hi everyone, I'm Ben Darren,
I'm down Sander.
and welcome to day 7 of Saw Week. It's the final instalment of Saw Week, and we are here on opening night to review Saw 3D. We've just come back from the cinema now, and I think it's safe to say we've got a lot of different emotions toward the film.
Yeah, yeah.
Off the bat now, just a little bit of spoiler-free stuff. It is not the best Saw film, but it's not the worst either.
No, 4 still holds that title.
Um, I'd say it was better than 5 too. We think we rank it around somewhere with the quality of Saw 6, yeah. However, without spoiling it now, it has probably the best ending since Saw 1.
Yeah, it was alright.
I loved the end. We'll talk about the 3D now, without spoilers, just to give you people watching this a little bit of spoiler-free stuff, and then we'll move on to spoilers.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but for me the 3D, it was more immersion 3D, which I prefer rather than things coming at you. But the stuff that did come at you looked alright. The blood looked horribly CGI'd, and some of the stuff coming at you, like the saw blade being thrown, I won't tell you in the context of that, just was a bit silly.
I've got a headache from it.
Darren's not the biggest fan of 3D, but I would say the 3D wasn't really necessary for the film.
No.
But I'm a fan of 3D. I liked it, but it wasn't necessary for Saw.
Not so, not so.
Wasn't. There's a lot to say about this film, and I think that's as much as we can say without spoiling anything, because it is the whole film's one big spoiler. So if you don't want to get spoiled on Saw 3D, stop watching now. Okay, let's start with the film. Let's talk about the traps first. What would you say was your favourite trap in the movie?
Oh, because there's so many to choose from, really, isn't there? It one that made me squirm was the hook, down her throat, the publicist down throat.
Yeah, but
to pull it out. It weren't a great trap. It was just uncomfortable to see him keep pulling it out and trying to be quiet.
In the scene, Bobby Dagan's assistant has a string light down it, and it's got a fish hook at the bottom, and the key attached to it to save herself. And Bobby has to pull it out, but if she screams, these pipes come towards her, and the louder she is, the more the pipes come towards her. And yeah, I can understand that. That was a bit like,
it was a bit uncomfortable, but what was the love of pipes in this film?
Yeah, there's another trap where a woman is in like this. I can only describe it as a Bobby's lawyer in this wheel, and Bobby has to lift up like these weights to stop. There's like 3 spikes like that, and one's going.
One's in the mouth,
like
two
that. Yeah, one in the mouth, and that says like, ah. And I mean, the death was great seeing the pipes go in, but this was like, we've just kind of seen the same thing.
Yeah.
It was a bit repetitive. For me, I'd say my favourite trap was the car trap with Chester Bennington. I want to say props to him now. He's a better actor than I thought he would be. Didn't expect a good performance from him. Gabby from Scream Queens was in the scene. What a disappointment. Not in her acting, just in the role. She went through all of season 2 of Scream Queens to play a girl lying under a car wheel just to get driven over. She just screams, and I think she has one line.
Save me, baby. Something like that.
Yeah, something like that. The trap itself was great though. You see Chester's character Evans, so was he sewed or glued to the car, and he had to rip it off, and all his skin rips off his back, and he's got to reach a lever to save him and a guy who's attached behind the car, and someone attached to the garage door. And what happens is he doesn't get to the lever in time, so he runs over Gabby from Scream Queens, rips the jaw out of the person behind the car who's connected to it, drives into the guy attached to the garage door, and then the car goes flying out, and Chester gets flung out of it into another car and dies. But it was good.
The traps are terrible, and
they're some of the worst traps ever.
This is just a side note. Well, 2 side notes actually. One, Bobby Dagan's wife.
Joyce, played by Gina Holden, loved her, and I love Bobby, played by Sean Patrick Flannery as well.
What the fuck?
Okay, you really have to just take Saw 3D with more than a pinch of salt, because some of these traps are so elaborate. Basically, there's one where and just in traps that have been overused, with the hanging trap in Saw 6, and someone gets hung in this film as well. Yeah.
And of course, the ultimate reverse bear trap.
We'll get into that in the end.
Getting too excited, right? We'll leave that.
But where were it? Yeah, Joyce's death. She's basically
put in a massive oven, like an oven.
She's attached to this platform with electric wires around, and Bobby has to reach her within the hour. And every time he fails, or as the clock goes down, she's being pulled down by the neck.
To be honest, I thought she might have to get pulled down so far that her head gets, chopped off, something like that.
But in the end, this big dome comes out of the device in case it's in, and a big lid comes on, and it fills up with fire and burns her to death. Now, she didn't deserve to be there, because Joyce Willen has been in a trap before. I don't think it shows you what it was, but she was on... no, it wasn't Joyce, sorry.
But she didn't deserve to be there, because she thought
Bobby was telling the truth.
Flannery was telling the truth, yeah.
Yeah.
And she died for it. Plus, I'd like to say that he was the best actor in this.
Agreed.
He had quite a journey to prove himself, and in the end, where he actually stuck the hooks into his pecs.
Yeah, because we learned he had to hoist himself up with hooks. That's what he claimed. Together, So Jigsaw in this one says, well, this time you're really going to do that. He has to hook and hoist himself up
put two cables together like that.
To save Joyce.
And it was amazing. He actually grabbed both of them, and then suddenly it rips off, and he falls to the ground.
Was Jigsaw lying to him for Bobby lying?
Hoffman.
I think it was Jigsaw's game. I think it was Jigsaw's master plan, but...
It left a sour taste in my mouth after that. I thought that was a dip move of all dip moves.
Another thing, the blender trap was over in 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Disappointing. You don't even see
build up.
You don't even see anyone die in it.
Yeah.
And the opening trap.
It was alright.
Now, the thing is, a lot of people bitched about that, saying, "Oh, it's really cheesy and badly acted." I have to disagree. I liked it.
It was alright.
It wasn't the best trap. Again, someone being sawed in half. It was a bit like the pendulum trap.
It was unique in a way that it was a public trap. Like it was. This is the first time.
We don't get explained how it got all set up, and it has no relevance.
There's many plot holes in this film. We won't go through them all because we've only got 10 minutes to do this. So
we can maybe go a little over, but we'll try and keep it concise. I mean, we're at 7 now. Then yes, there's the reverse bear, the go-kart trap. We won't discuss it because we already know, we've spoken about it in previous videos, but it is a dream.
Yeah.
It's Jill's dream. Then Hoffman kills Jill for real at the end of the film.
With a reverse bear trap.
But Shawnee Smith's the original.
Yeah, the original one.
And it flies off and the mouth gets all ripped open and it all gets flung out at you in 3D.
But once we've seen it actually go off.
It was amazing. That was one of the best traps in it. But my my criticism was we've seen it twice. It was the end of the last film. It's the end of this one. Let's go to the ending now. We have to say it was great to see Carrie Elwes back in this film. And they've given us the ending we'd hoped for. Now, they build this as saying you'll never see this ending come in. But everyone did, but I'm glad they did it.
It's your way to end it.
Dr. Gordon was behind everything. The doc was the guy who sewed, put a key behind someone's eye in Saw 2. He sewed the eyes and mouth together in Saw 4. Jill left the package to him. It was a tape from John saying, look, if anything happens to Jill, you need to act immediately, aka get rid of Hoffman. And
he does.
And so you learn, you see Jigsaw saved him and brought him in, and so he's been a helper all along. And it ends. You think Hoffman's killed Jill. He says game over. You think, oh, that's it, going to end, but it carries on.
And then Lawrence Gordon gets in, and there's two other guys with pig masks on.
He gets attacked by 3 pig mask people.
Yeah.
Now, we only see Dr. Gordon. We don't ever learn who these other two are.
Predictions, Ben.
I think Rig was still alive and he's maybe in it for vengeance for Donnie Wahlberg and Amanda. She's somehow alive, either her or Tanita. Your predictions?
Oh, this is going to be fun. Donnie Wahlberg, without a head, and Lee Winnell.
But anyway, it beats Hoffman to a pulp, takes the mask off, reveals. Then Hoffman wakes up in the bathroom and Gordon takes the saw away from him so he can't escape, and he says, "Game over." And Hoffman's locked away, left to rot in the bathroom. The most fitting ending for this film.
Yeah.
But yes, Sean Patrick Flanery was amazing. Cary Elwes, great to have him back. His acting improved since Saw 1.
Costas Mandylor was good.
Great. Chad Donella, we really liked him as Gibson.
So it good.
Silliest death scene ever. Hoffman has rigged a turret gun to appear and spin round and kill all the cops, and then he lets off gas as well.
Cool. So what's it? I never realised. I never thought Saw was actually a Call of Duty. Really, I never saw the pattern.
You have to take it with a pinch of salt. This one, but yeah. For me, the storyline between Jill turns Hoffman in, and then that was good, and I wanted to see more of the Jill Hoffman storyline personally. Bobby's storyline was good, but I felt they spent too much time on it. Yeah, Hoffman was hardly in it. Tobin Bell, what a disappointment. Not in his acting, in his lack of screen time. We see him getting his book signed by Bobby, which was released online.
Let's be honest.
But then we get to see him at the end.
He's dead then. He died in the third film.
Him with Bobby was great. And him with Cary Elwes, when you see he was telling Cary Elwes what to do the whole time. That was great. Tanidra, you're watching. Hi, I'm glad all the survivors came back. He was the only one of the original survivors to get screen time. So you were deserving of it, and so well done. It's great seeing you back. So yes, on the whole, the story was average. I'd have liked more time on Hoffman and Jill, and a bit less time on Bobby, although he's a great character. The traps, some were great, like Chester's, but these are some of the worst traps.
Fell short.
The 3D, it was alright, but a little bit unnecessary. So, as we've said, it's kind of in the middle in the Saw franchise. Not the best, but not the worst. But the ending made up for the whole thing. You have to check out this film just for its incredible ending. So, obviously, it leaves it open for sequels, but I don't think they'll go there. It's a good definitive ending. To answer fan questions, don't find out about Daniel Matthews. No even stock footage of Donnie Wahlberg. Shows everyone who's been in the bathroom bar him, much to Darren's annoyance.
Just one minute.
We find out Gordon wrote the I Know Who You Are notes to Hoffman in Saw 5.
He was the hooded figure limping around, and
so that was great.
Most of the questions were answered, but it still left a few plot holes. Who were the people with the pig masks?
And the post-credit scene with Amanda telling Corbett, "Don't trust the one who saves you." Fair enough. That helped the police to find out it was Hoffman, but it didn't play out in this film. And the police, Perez was bluffing in 6 when she said everyone knew, because no one knew till Jill turned him over. If you want to ask more questions about the film, leave us a comment. If you've seen the film, let us know what you think. I can't think of anything else to really mention. Just thank you to the makers of Saw. It's been a great franchise and a really fitting ending. So thanks for 7 great years, with the exception of Saw 4. I think that is all we've got time for now. So it is goodbye from me.
Goodbye from me.
And goodbye from Saw.